Hey, good morning, everybody. I am so happy to be with you. It's so beautiful outside. I just wanted you to sit out here with me and we can chat for a few minutes. But I'm just so glad you're here. Probably watching it on a replay because it's Saturday and I have to be gone this afternoon. So um, I am coming in here a little bit early. Won't be here tomorrow, but next week I will be here sometime before 2:30. So promise to have it for you by then. So don't worry about if you can't make it live. I'd be thrilled if you can watch the replay though, and would love to hear your comments and anything that you have for me there. So just welcome. My name is Chris Reap. I'm an affiliate with the Global Health Food Company, and I'm also a certified neuro coach. And I specifically help new moms to be joyful and confident and at peace in their own heart and mind. So, also, it's easy to get overwhelmed as a new mom and just to kind of be miserable, and sleep deprived seems to come with it. And the question is, am I doing this right? And what to do, like how to think, what to do when it's hard physically, and you just feel frustrated and kind of weighed down by the responsibility of discipline and sleep training and of feeding and a nap schedule. It just kind of keeps you tied down and on your toes, basically committed to that um, clock because that's what's best for the baby. And then feeling guilty and ashamed because you're kind of frustrated with all of that. And feeling trapped and asking, wow, do I really love my child if I'm feeling like this? And then saying things to yourself like, oh, I'm not really a good mom. Um, Honestly, I can remember standing in my kitchen when I just had two at the time and thinking, I'm just not very good at this. And I think so and so could be a better mom to my boys than I am. I knew that was not true, but I told myself that. And it affected me. It really did. And it's a miserable place to be. Don't want you to be there. Um, and you know, that feeling of just being resentful toward your husband and frustrated because, I don't have my body back. And what's more, she might not even know who she is anymore, you know? So I just don't want things to be like that for you. So what I love to do is help new moms um, be joyful and confident and at peace. And I do that because this is what I would have loved to have someone come alongside me and just give me a plan, um, and help me create a plan. And that's what I like to do is help moms create a plan based on what they want most and that is unique and personal to them that they can implement into their life in real time. So I wanted to finish the rest of the story about Aaron's birth, our third son, who was born 3 weeks early. Remember, my water broke. No contractions, just out of the blue, my water broke. And I asked my friend, I said, am I going to have to go to the hospital and will they keep me? And she said, yes, yes. Well, I had a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Did I tell you that yesterday? And everybody was that I would normally call on was in the mountains snowboarding. And Jeff was um, coaching basketball at the time, and he was in the mountains of Utah at Utah State, and they had a game that night. So when I called him uh, early afternoon, I think I told him what had happened, and and I said, "How soon can you get here?" And he was like, "Well, I don't have any way to get there until the game is over, and I'll hook up with I'll get with the radio man who has a car, and we'll get there as quickly as I can to the airport." And there was a snowstorm that day also, and they were advising people not to even come to the games. But he told the story about racing down that mountain, icy as it was, and making it to the airport safely. And then, meanwhile, I'm sitting in the hospital. I didn't have any really contractions until after that game was over, which I think we lost. But after that game was over, the contractions started. And at some point in there, I remember a call from Jeff um, saying he was in Albuquerque. As soon as he could catch the next flight, he'd be coming to Orlando and Paso, go to Las Cruces. So anyway, it was the process, and I was there basically alone. I did have a friend that came over and stayed with me for a little while, and then sure enough, Aaron was born long before Jeff made it to the hospital. So that was my story, and it was not in my plan. Of course, 3 weeks early is a lot early. My mom was going to come out, and it was winter, so she had quite a time getting out. Later, I think she was scheduled to come out after that 3 weeks was up when he was actually due. So it was quite an ordeal. But my point is that I did have a plan, and yes, it was based on arbitrary dates, but God had another plan. And so there's the real plan and there's God's plan, and then there's the plan that I have in my mind that I think would be best. But that's not the way it worked out. And so all the thoughts and emotions that went with that are so real. And, you know, we can read books, and I did. I read a lot of books about parenting and about birthing and all of that. So I did have a birth plan for all my boys, but none of the things that I read were specific to me personally. I read about good principles and good ideas, and then when it came right down to implementing, they didn't apply to me. And so I couldn't figure out how to make it work. And so there's only one book, and I have to say this because I believe this so deeply. The only book that can carry you through is God's Word, the Bible. And there are promises in there that are so true, and they are specific because they are written to us personally and individually. Even in all of that, God gave us people. And older women, he said, are in Titus, he talks about the older women teaching the younger women to love their children and to be joyful mothers of children. So the point about being, feeling just overwhelmed doesn't have to be. But if you have a plan, then there is a way to overcome those negative feelings of overwhelm and frustration and feeling out of control. And so, anyway, um, I did want to read a verse for you if I can get it real quick. Um, it's in Proverbs 16, verse 3, and this is in the Amplified, but it says, "Roll your works upon the Lord, commit and trust them wholly to Him, and He will cause your thoughts to become agreeable to His will, and so shall your plans be established and succeed." I love that verse because I think as a mom, we have plans. We want the very, very best for our family. And the only way for that to happen is to really meditate on God's word and apply that to our hearts and our mind, and um, to have the decision, if you want to call it that, deciding in advance that you're going to hold on to those promises and believe God's word no matter what, so that you can pour in to your children with the attitudes and the heart that you want to. So this is what I would love. I would love for you to put in the comments what resonated with you of anything that I've said in the last few minutes, because I really do like to help moms find peace and joy in the promises of God's word and make a parenting plan specific to them and their family. And if you're interested and any of this has sounded curious or tweaked your curiosity, please feel free to comment in um, the comments section, plan, and I'll put my calendar link there, and you can book a 15-minute call if you want to go a little bit deeper with me, and we can talk about a plan that might work. I'm sure it would work just for you. So have a wonderful day. Please be in touch with me. I think you have my email, and you have, yeah, have a good day. We'll talk to you Monday.